All right, we have question one. An indigenous Zambian investor wants to decide which of the three sectors he should invest his money. The profit of each sector is dependent on the changes in demand during the investment period. The investor has categorized changes in demand as high, medium, and low. His estimated profit for each sector is shown in the table below. Right, so all these figures we're seeing here in this table, this represents the profits. All right, we have to make a decision either to go with the agriculture sector, energy sector, or the tourism sector. Right. Right. Now, with payoff tables, all right, the decisions, these agriculture, energy sector, and tourism sector, they have to be here. And these changes in demand, which represent the states of nature, right, which we do not have control over, high, medium, and low, they should be put on this side. So what I'm meaning basically is the table has to flip like this. All right. The table has been flipped, right? Because your decisions, which you have to make, yes. Kindly mute your mic. Your mic is on, so it's giving feedback inside. Oh, all right. You got a question? I was saying that I should mute the mic. The mic is on, so it's giving feedback inside. All right, all right. Yes, so as I was saying, for a payoff table, like the one which we're looking at, our decisions have to be here because we have to make a decision either to invest in agriculture, energy, or tourism. Okay, then these changes in demand, these are the states of nature. We do not have any control over them. All right, we do not have any control. All right, so when demand is high, if you invest in agriculture, expect $8,000 in profit. If demand is medium in agriculture, expect $4,500. Right? If demand is low, expect $2,000. All right. Similar, if you invest in energy, if demand is high, expect 3,500. If demand is medium, expect 4,500. All right, and so on. These represent the profits. All right. So now, as the investor, we have to make a decision. All right. So first, we're going to use the Maximax criterion or the Maximax criteria, which is also called the optimistic approach to make our decision. So what the Maximax criterion is we want to find the best of the best payoff, all right? Amongst these sectors, agriculture, tourism, and energy, we have to find the best payoffs, compare them, all right? Or the highest payoffs, then we compare them, all right? Then we make our decision, all right? So this is what we're going to do, all right? We're going to first analyze agriculture, all right? We can see which one is the highest payoff for agriculture, 8,000, right? This is the highest profit for agriculture. So we're going to open this column here for the maximum, all right? So since 8,000 is the highest for agriculture, we jot it down here. All right. We come to energy. All right. Energy. All right. For energy, when demand is low, it gives the highest payoff. All right. So energy, we're going to write 5,000 as it is the highest payoff for energy. All right. Then for tourism, All right. Tourism, the highest payoff is 5,000. So we're going to jot it down. Then after we've jotted down the highest payoffs, we're going to see which is the highest amongst these three. All right. One saying which is the highest. All right. That's why it's called the maxi max. All right. The maximum amongst each sector. After you get the maximums of each sector, then amongst those, you're going to get the maximum again. All right. The best of the best payoff. So we can see that amongst these maximum payoffs, agriculture is the highest, all right? Agriculture is the highest. It gives us a profit of 8,000. So, according to the Maximax approach, we're going to choose to invest in agriculture. Okay. Questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I wanted to go on top, just slide a bit on top on question one.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. There was a term that I wanted to find out. What does it mean, optimistic approach? What does it mean?
When you're being optimistic, it's like you're being hopeful. All right. It's like you're being hopeful. But just remember, if you hear the optimistic approach, just remember to refer it to as the Maximax approach, where you want the best of the best, all right, or the highest of the highest payoffs, all right. So as you can see here, oh yes, there's a question.
Yes, please. Currently, I'm lost. We are just solving a question. I
Mhm.
wanted to find out maybe on the topic itself. What is it? What is the aim to begin with?
Here, yeah,
What are we?
we're an invest
What topic is
decision making under uncertainty. Decision making under uncertainty. Here, what is happening is we're an investor and we're trying to decide which sector we want to invest in. All right. Which sector we want to invest in. And these are the profits, all right, related to the sectors. All right. These numbers we hear. That's the whole concept behind this. You're an investor and you want to see which sector you can invest in.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It's a contribution.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. As Mr. Mwaba has already explained, the topic is under decision making under uncertainty. So the topic is trying to equip us with the skills to make decision whenever we have been selected. In case of maybe you have been appointed, you have been hired to do the job on behalf of an investor or on behalf of Benjamin, may I cut you short? Yes. The reason my question was to find out because I'm trying to get the concept. So that in an event that such a similar question comes in future, I should be able to approach it. That's
Yeah.
why I asked. Yeah.
Yes. So Benjamin is explaining the concept. The concept is you're an investor and you're trying to make a decision on which sector to invest in. That's what is. You can continue, Mr. Benjamin. Let's finish your point.
Yes, sir. So these approaches that we have been given they are approaches that are used differently in order for us to make a decision to select. They are used differently, as you have seen. The other one, you choose the best amongst the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, you choose the best amongst the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, you need to subtract the maximum, you subtract with all the figures in the rows. Then amongst those answers that you will be given, you choose the least That is the regret, the number 3, the regret approach or the minimax criterion.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful, Mr. Benjamin. Um, are we okay with that, colleagues? Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Mr. Quim, are we okay? So the concept is you're an investor and you want to choose where to invest in. Okay. So you've got different approaches to choose which investment to invest in. And also remember, for a payoff table, okay, a payoff table, the decisions are always going to be here. I don't know what side we can call this, but the decisions you make are this side, and then the states of nature, the things we don't have control over, they are on this top row. All right. So you would have noticed this the way the question was brought to you, it was flipped. All right. So you have to rearrange it like this. Yes. So are we okay? Maximum criteria. We chose the highest, the best in each category. The best is for agriculture. The best is $8,000. Right. This is the profit, the highest profit you can get if you invest in the agriculture. Okay. Highest can get is 8,000. Right. This is when demand is high. All right. If demand is medium, okay, the profit that you get is $4,500. If demand is low, profit you can get is $2,000. So here we're choosing the best for each sector. So for agriculture, it's 8,000, energy, 5,000, tourism, 5,000. Okay. And then we choose the highest amongst all these. And we see that in this case, if we use the Maximax approach, the best decision is to invest in the agriculture sector. Okay, according to the Maximax approach. Okay. Can we move forward? Yes. Okay, 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 okay. All right. The next approach, Maximin. All right, Maximin. Just think here. What's going to happen is we're going to choose the minimum profits for each sector. All right. Then after we list down all the minimums, we'll choose the highest amongst the minimums. All right. We're going to choose the minimum profits for each sector. And then amongst those minimum profits, we're going to choose the highest. Okay. So we're going to come again. Agriculture. All right. The lowest is 2,000. All right. When demand is low, also the profits are low. All right. For energy, when demand is high, the profits are actually low. All right. 3.5. All right. And then for tourism, right, when demand is low, the profits is I think 4,000. All right. This is the lowest in tourism. So after we've listed down all the minimums for each sector, we're going to choose the highest amongst these minimums. All right. That's why it's called maxi min. Right. You get the minimums, and then out of the minimums, you choose the maximum. All right. So in this case, amongst these minimums for each sector, the highest is 4,000 for tourism. All right. So if we use the Maximin approach, all right, we can invest in tourism. Okay. The Maximin approach, the best to invest is in tourism. Questions, queries?
Why have you picked 3,500 for energy
Is
instead of 4,500?
3.5 is the lowest payoff for energy. Remember, each sector you're going to choose the lowest payoff. All right? Each sector?
Okay,
Yes.
I get it.
Okay. Queries, questions? Okay, it seems are we all clear with this? Are we all clear before I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, we are clear, but on the last, so the tourism, on the lowest for, you've written lowest for energy, instead lowest for tourism.
Oh, sorry. Thanks for lowest for tourism. Okay. So on your copy of this, just make that change. Okay? So that when you're studying, you do not panic when you see something like that. All right. Yes, so lowest for tourism. Thanks for noticing that. Yes. All right.
Even on top, I saw something.
Okay.
I've seen something. It's just the spelling of agriculture. Top, where did I see it?
Lowest for agric.
No, not on this one. Where we are coming from, just the spelling for agriculture. This one,
This one here.
agriculture has been the highest payoff.
Uh,
It's written as agriculture.
ag. Mr. Benjamin, it's agriculture, agric. Don't you write it in short like this, agriculture?
No, there is a U again after L. This one here. No, he's talking about
This one here.
agriculture. No, not that one.
Oh,
Down.
here. Okay. Huh? Oh, yes,
Yes,
here. Okay, ish. That's a funny word. Agriculture. Some people pronounce it like that. All right, now we've got the regret minimax approach. When you hear regret, all right, this is the opportunity loss. If you don't invest in a certain sector, this is the opportunity loss. All right, so to get the regret, all right, to get the regret, you're going to get the best payoff or the highest payoff, right, minus the payoff received. All right, best payoff minus the payoff received. So what's going to happen is, right, you're going to we're going to be looking at this in columns now, like this, right? In columns, we're going to be analyzing it in columns, right? So in this column for high, all right, the best payoff we can see it's 8,000, right? In this column, this is the column I'm talking about here. Okay, if you look at this column, if you analyze this column, you'll see that the highest payoff is 8,000, right? Then this column here, the highest payoff is 5,000. Then in this column here, the highest payoff also is 5,000. All right. So each column you're going to list down the best payoff. All right. So you say best payoff, 8,000. Then you're going to subtract it by each of the payoffs received. All right. So you say 8,000 minus 8,000, 8,000 minus 35, 8,000 minus 5,000. You go to the next column. The best payoff here was 5,000. So all of these 5,000 minus 4, 5, 5,000 again minus 4, 5, and 5,000 minus 5,000. Okay, when we come to this column for the low, all right,
Sir,
yes,
I didn't understand the logic here. I don't know. On the here where on the high, I don't know whether it's high payoff.
mm-hmm,
For agriculture, it's 8,000.
mm-hmm.
Then energy. Okay, why is this 8,000? We are subtracting from the highest payoff.
No, we're subtracting from the payoff received. You analyze each column, all right? You analyze the columns like this, how I've shaded it, all right? Then let me just put it like here. When we go to high, you analyze this column and you say which one is the best payoff in this
Oh,
column.
on the high column, you
Yes,
analyze which one is the highest.
yes. Then medium, you come again like this. You choose which is the highest here. On the low also, you choose which is the highest. Okay.
But yeah, I've seen it now. But now, why are we subtracting like 8,000 minus 8,000? The other one 8,000 minus 3,500.
We're calculating the regret.
So now the highest payoff for the highest payoff is 8,000, which is for agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
and then the highest payoff for energy is what 3,000, 3,500.
No, now the way you're looking at it is you're looking at it like a row. In the regret minimax approach, you don't have to.
I don't know. I can't really understand.
Yes, what I'm saying is do not look at it, do not analyze it in a raw form. You're going to be looking at it like in a column, all right? Not in a row, but in a column. So when you come to this column, all right, for the high demand, you're going to check which is the highest payoff here, okay? And the highest payoff here was 8,000, okay? Let me use this one here. Right? You'll be analyzing the columns, not in a raw format like how we're doing earlier. Oh no, this time you're not going to be working with columns, right? So you come to this column where high change in demand, and you see which is the highest payoff here, the best payoff. It's 8,000. You come to the medium column. Which one's the best payoff? 5,000. Right? Then on the low column, low demand, which is the best payoff, 5,000. After you get the best payoffs, right, this best payoff, you're going to subtract it with each of these numbers here. It's 8,000. This 5,000, you subtract it with each of these numbers. And then also this 5,000, you subtract it with each of these numbers.
Sir, like the best the highest payoff for energy, I subtract it from all the numbers for highest payoff.
No, you look at the highest payoff for when the change in demand is high. So that's why we're looking at this column. When the change in demand is high, you're going to look at this column and see which is the best payoff in this column,
Yes.
right? When the change in demand is medium, then you see which is the best payoff in this column.
5,000.
It's 5,000, yes. When the change in demand is low, which is the best payoff?
5,000.
Yes. So now once you've got these figures down, all right, you're going to subtract them with each payoff in the column. All right. So this 8,000, you subtract it from 8,000. 8,000 minus 3,500. 8 pin minus 5 pin.
I get it now, and then all right. Okay.
Right, so this one is different from the other two. Okay, you have to remember this one you're going to be analyzing with the columns. All right, when change in demand is high, you look for the best payoff here. When change in demand is medium. I hope you've understood that, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other queries? So do not make a mistake, okay, that you analyze it like a row like this and then you subtract 8 pin with these numbers here. No, you get it wrong. So please
So
pay.
does it mean that when it comes to the medium
Mhm.
medium payoff, so
Mhm.
does it mean that I'll have to subtract as well the what
This 5,000, you subtract this 5,000 from all these numbers I've
from
shaded.
all of them?
Yes, from all these numbers.
Again, okay. Again, on the lowest,
Yes.
I subtract the 5,000 from all of them.
Yes. Because here, remember what we're calculating here is the regret or the opportunity loss. Okay. So this is this is how we've shown it here. All right, as you can see, the best payoff subtracting
Hello,
it.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, just a contribution.
Okay.
It is just a coincidence that under the medium and under the low we have 5,000 kwacha, 5,000 kwacha. But if we had a different figure here, we are going to subtract that figure with each and every figure here. So in this case, it's just a coincidence that this 5,000 kwacha is the highest payoff for both the medium and low. Thank you.
I see I've been studying this. Wonderful. Or maybe this is where the confusion came because there are two 5,000s here.
Yes, sir.
No, not really that.
Okay.
I just really wanted to understand how these things are being subtracted. Otherwise, I've understood.
Okay. All right. So after you get the regrets, all right, after you calculated the regrets, the opportunity loss, what these numbers here represent the opportunity loss. Now pay close attention, okay? After you do that, okay, now you come to agriculture, all right, and you see which one is the maximum regret. It is 3,000. You come to energy, which is the maximum regret, 4,500. You come to tourism, which is the maximum regret, 3,000. After you list your maximum regret, you're going to choose the minimum amongst all of these, all right? You choose the minimum amongst these, okay? After you've listed down your maximum regrets for each sector in this column, then you're going to choose now the minimum amongst the maximums, amongst the maximum regrets. All right, so we can see.
So, sir,
Mhm.
on this one, maybe try and explain further. On agriculture, or the highest, when you subtract 8,000 minus 8,000, it's 0.
Yes.
Then, I get it.
Yes, so here now this represents their regrets. So then you come to agriculture, all right? You see there which is the maximum regret. Energy, maximum regret. Tourism, maximum regret. Then amongst these maximum regrets, we'll choose the minimum, right? Where we'll have the minimum regret. All right. And in this case, it is agriculture and tourism. All right. Agriculture and tourism. Okay, because both of them have the same. They are they're both the minimum, the minimum amongst all of them. Right? They've got the same value, so you can pick either agriculture or tourism. Okay.
Sorry, sir. So how is it supposed to read that? So we're looking for the minimum amongst the max what?
Among the maximum regrets. And we're looking for the minimum amongst the maximum regrets.
So it means we have two minimums, isn't it?
Yes, we have two minimums.
So someone can choose to go for agriculture or tourism.
Yes, because the opportunity loss is low. Okay, because the opportunity loss, which is the regret, is low amongst these maximums. All right. So for here, you're going to either choose agriculture or tourism.
If you can add M on the maximum regret, which is down, sir.
Is
The one
that
that is down.
all right? Maxi, where this here or maximum? Typing errors. Yes. Right. Are we okay with this? Can we now help people make investment decisions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or maybe the question to ask is which is the best amongst all of these? Let me ask you, which is the best amongst all of these? Which one do you think would be the best? The one where you want to see where you have the lowest opportunity loss? The one where you want to see the best of the best, or or the other one where you want to see the best of the worst, right? Maximum, it's the best of the worst. Maximax, best of the best. Then the regret minimax, right? Regret minimax. What short word can I use to describe this one? Okay, this one you just have to first find the regret and then see which is the maximum. You list down the maximum regrets, and from there you see which is the minimum amongst the maximum regret. Okay.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
in favor of just the volume.
Volume.
Sometimes your voice sounds faint.
Okay. Maybe I'm far from the speaker. Right. So also remember in your assignment, you had a question like this. The only difference is the one in your assignment had probabilities also attached to it. Okay. It had probabilities attached to it. It would be good if I found a question which you can try individually. Maybe I'll look for a question, right? Because when you see me solving, It looks easy until you're the one to solve. Okay. So I'll see if I can find a question. Okay. But any questions amongst these three before we move to the next question? I just want to make sure everyone is clear on what is happening. All right. You're an investor and you want to see where you can invest. Okay. And you're analyzing the profits in each sector. All right. Then you'll be given the states of nature, these things which you cannot control. All right. You'll be given the states of nature. All right. And always remember the rule of thumb, the decisions, they are here, not, all right. You have this table, if it comes like this, you have to rearrange. Okay. You have to rearrange. Okay. You have to rearrange. And you have to make sure when you
So good evening, someone.
yes.
I think now
Yes.
good evening, someone.
Good evening.
I think this is at the beginning. I was trying to find out what you are just mentioning now, the rule of thumb. Because it's like we just started tackling the problem without knowing what we are tackling. I think you mentioned even last time.
I mentioned when starting, I said that your professor.
Okay, maybe I came in a bit late.
Okay.
But I'm just requesting that maybe you can what you're trying to explain now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe explain it in details because we haven't covered this topic, so to speak.
Okay. I just remember what. Okay.
Yes. So my request is just for you to tackle it, take your time, and then so that we understand. In an event that we get a similar question, it should be easy to not to approach it from any angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a payoff table. Okay. This is a payoff table. Payoff tables, they can have profits. Sometimes they can have costs. All right. They can be different variables here. All right. But in this case here, we're looking at profit specifically. All right. Now, as I said, whenever you're given a payoff table, all right, your decisions, all right, here, the agriculture sector, energy sector, tourism sector, they'll have to be here. Okay. Sometimes they won't bring agriculture, they might bring stocks, bonds, all right. They'll give you different things which you can choose to invest in, all right. So your decisions have to be here. I don't know what we can call this part here, all right. It has to be this side here, all right. Then your states of nature, all right, the things we cannot control, all right, they have to be here. I will call this the top part. They'll have to be here on the top. Okay. Once you have done that, you have now put the payoff table in its order. You've now put it in its order. So here now, as an investor, you're going to choose, where do I want to invest my money in? Where do I want to invest my money in? All right. So you're going to look at there are three approaches you can use. All right. Optimistic approach, best of the best. All right. Here you want the best of the best, also called the maximax. All right. The maximum of the maximums, basically. All right. That's why we're calling it maximax. Maximum of the maximum. Okay. These words here should at least give you an idea of what's happening. Okay. Maximax, maximum, maximum. So for the maximax criteria, optimistic approach, or we want the best of the best, all right, or we want the maximum payoff, all right, you are going to list, All right, the maximum payoffs for each sector. Okay, you list the maximum payoffs for each sector. Agriculture. Okay, agriculture. The maximum is 8,000. Or maybe should I make a question then we try it? Maybe I think that would be better. Would that be okay?
I
Yes.
think that
Yes, sir.
will help
No
much.
problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, because I have to see you guys calculate. All right, let me. Let me just put it here. All right. So sometimes they won't even write the what to choose in. Sometimes you might see this like in your assignment. You saw, remember in your assignment you saw D1, D2. Remember in the assignment? Sometimes it might come like this. Okay. D1, D2, D3. Right. Just remember where there's a D, that's is the decisions which you can choose. These are decision 1, decision 2, decision 3. All right. Sometimes they might bring it like this: D1, D2, D3. All right. Then the states of nature, you might also see it as SI1, SI2, S2, and S3. Okay. S3. You what you're just supposed to know is your decisions to choose from are here, and the states of nature, what you don't have control over, is here. Okay, it is here. Okay, maybe we'll put high, low, high, low, high, medium, and low. And let's put some numbers in here.
Ah,
Yes,
Manga S1 and S2, S3 meaning what?
states of nature.
Okay.
So here our states of nature here. Just remember, these are things you cannot control as an investor. Okay. So here the state of nature was changes in demand. Okay. Changes in demand. Right. So the possible ways they can bring for you this question is either they might just put D1, D2, D3, S1, S2, S3. Others they might put words in. So I want you to be comfortable with everything that which can possibly come.
So kindly choose the point.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here we'll put 9,000. Right. Right. So here maybe we are saying, should we invest in stocks, bonds? Let me look for another financial asset. Who has ever traded on the stock market here? What other financial assets do we find there apart from stocks and bonds?
Treasury bills.
Huh? Okay, treasury bills from government, right? We'll put bills here, treasury bills. So here we're an investor, all right? Want to see which should we invest in stocks or shares? Should we invest in bonds or should we invest in the treasury bills? All right. We've been given our states of nature here, right? High, medium, low, right? Sometimes if they don't write anything, you just see S1, S2, S3. Just know that that means state of nature. So can we calculate using first the maximax? Maximax. Minimax. And regret approach. At least here we'll see who has understood and who hasn't. We can begin. Just get a paper and pen.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The maximax is 10,000.
Wonderful.
The minimax is 7,500. The minimax is 4,500.
Okay. Okay, let's for the maximax. All right, let's do it together. Maximax. Because even we haven't solved it, so but the maximax is 10,000. You can right? What's the highest for stocks? 10 pin, right? Highest for bonds? 7.5. Highest for treasury bills? 9 pin. So amongst these, you can see that our highest is stocks. So under the maximax approach, we will choose to invest in stocks. All right. Is everyone clear on the maximax? Maximax should be the easiest. Yeah. Are we all clear on the maximax?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need to hear about 10 yes sirs. Then because when I hear one yes sir, there are how many of you are like 20? So when I hear one out of 20, that's serious. All right, so maximax will choose stocks. Then minimax,
4,500.
so we choose the minimum in each, right? So which has the minimum in stocks?
1,500.
Minimum in bonds?
3,200.
Minimum in treasury bills?
4,500.
4-5.
Okay, so minimax. Under minimax, we will choose treasury bills. Are we okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Oh, sir.
okay. Is that no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Are we all clear with these two before we start the regret?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where are my favorites
Yes.
today? I'm not hearing Mr. Chiza, Mrs. Chishimba.
It's clear, sir.
Okay. Who else? Mr. Twalumba, is he in? Oh, he's not in. All right. Yeah. So then regret approach. Let's calculate it. Right. When you give me the answer, right, it will be you to guide me on your steps. I want to see how you've remembered. So calculate the regret. Remember, regret is the best payoff minus the payoff received.
Only S1.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10,000 minus 10,000.
Okay, let's just first get our best payoffs first, then we'll do that.
That is 10,000.
Okay.
S2, that is 8,000.
8,000.
S3, 4,500.
Okay. Are we all clear, colleagues, up to here? Are we all clear? I don't want when I come on Sunday, I have to explain this question again. We have to be on probability by then. Yes. Is that a question? I heard someone say SARS. I think, is that a question? Okay, then do the calculations. Do the calculations.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Under S1, hi.
Okay, let me add the
It's
table.
10,000 minus 10,000, which is giving us 0.
Okay.
10,000 minus 6,000 giving us 4,000.
Mm-hmm. Let me just make
10,000 minus 9,000
just hold on. Let me just make
giving
this.
us.
Let me just make the table. Okay. Let me just make the table then.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Then we'll continue from copy. All right. So 10,000 minus 10,000, we get 0 here, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. 10,000 minus 6,000. 4 pin here, right?
4,000.
Okay. And then 10,000 minus 9,000.
1,000.
1,000. All right. Okay. S2.
6,000 minus 8,000, 0.
0.
8,000 minus 7,500.
Okay.
8,000 minus 6,000, 3,000.
2,000. Yes. Next one.
4,500 minus 1,500, 300.
3. 4, 5 minus 1. 3 pin.
3,000.
3,000.
3,000. Okay.
4,500 minus 3,200, 1,300.
1,300. All right.
4,000 minus 4,000, 0.
0. Okay. All right. The next thing.
To pick the smallest value, which is 2,000. So 2,000 to be our regret approach.
Yes,
that's correct.
You're right.
Yeah, from those we have calculated. Yeah.
It's nice to see that we are learning. Okay, so sorry for that. I was kicked out. Yes. What do we do here? Maximum regret. 3,000. Here it is 4,000. And here it is 2000. All right. So the minimum amongst these maximum regrets is 2000. Is that what we all got?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right. Okay. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. All right. So I hope everyone is comfortable with this now. Okay. No matter how they bring for you, just remember decisions, this side, states of nature on top here. Okay. Then you can start working with your table. Okay. All right, the next question, it asked us at state the... Wait, I have to make a new...
Mr. Mwaba.
Yeah.